Kadi joins me now as we bring you the things you've been saying.
Quite interesting things you rolled out there. It's quite interesting, I should say, what's playing out in Ondo State. So what you have now for the PDP, a former deputy governor, for the APC, former deputy governor. That's the Labour Party, brother to a former governor. So it looks like this thing just rotating that.
Like a lot of governor.
There you go, Jeffrey. But let's start with one of the biggest stories, really, and that's the rain-induced prison break at the prison, or the now correctional facility, more appropriately, in Suleja. And well, first, let's hear what the Minister of Interior had to say about it. Then we'll hear what you have to say about it.
There was a breach of the outer wall of this facility, and some of the inmates, escaped. And of course, we've been able to retrieve, get about 10 back out of the 119. So we have 109 at large, and the manhunt is presently ongoing. We will do everything humanly possible to make sure that everyone is brought back. That's number one. And number two also is that we've also looked at the cause of the matter, because we must make sure that this does not happen again. And how can we prevent this? Obviously, we can see the walls are actually old, and unfortunately, there are certain responsibilities that we must take, and but the most important thing is we'll do everything possible to restore sanity, to ensure that this does not happen in any other facility. And also, the president has also always been talking about urbanization eating into our correctional centers, and this is a clear testimony. You can look at the environment; it shows that we need to relocate a lot of our correctional.
So that's the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, speaking about that. Yeah. But let's now hear what you have to say. And this one is some sort of poetry and sarcasm mixed together. Mayor of Enugu _ on X has this to say, Nigeria. That's how this post starts on X. Anyways, that rainstorm was unexpected. And maybe the fences were never inspected. But who would inspect it anyway?
I like the wordplay. Yeah. But those are questions anyway.
Real questions, because
questions.
How strong or weak will that fence be for rains to pull it down?
Yeah.
Goodness, come on.
We need to review these things. Like, okay, Not Your Care says, wow, how are they going to rearrest them again? Because I don't think that's possible. They've rearrested 10 out of 119. So we have 109 to go. Let's hope they can find them.
Definitely. School to Niger is this next one. Says, another action movie in Nigeria. That's how this user captions it. You wonder why? It says, what this user believes, nobody will be held accountable for this embarrassing event. Just press release with a mixture of rhetorics, which I assure you. Oh, I see that with I assure you. I don't, did the minister say anything about assure? I'm not sure.
I don't know what I said.
So maybe the lingo has changed.
Yeah, you know, they always say they assure you they're on top of the matter. Yeah. Those are normal things that people in government say. Okay, let's take this one from Narrow Scope. Says, natural occurrence extricate inmates before seeing through their conviction. This is preventable, but our government will unheed the perpetrating element before it's completely mad.
Wow. And just one more on this. Heavy. Definitely. Deforo Studio says he or she can't believe that rainstorm did all that damage to the fence. So those inmates must have been freaking out with the opportunity right in front of them like that. So this raises a couple of issues, Jeffrey. First, overcrowding.
Yes.
Because we understand that that particular facility should not have been holding as much people as it was holding. So overcrowding. One, awaiting trial inmates. Just how many of them were awaiting trial? That's been...
That's offense.
I mean, look at that. So it also raises questions about who is meant to... It's a correctional facility. It's meant to be one of the most secure. So things like perimeter fencing, infrastructure, even CCTVs should be a given rather, but That's what you have.
Look at that. Just look at those pictures. That's the state of our prison. It's embarrassing and shameful. We call it correctional center, but this is actually prison.
This is not correct.
This is not correct in any shape, form, or I don't know. It's not correct in any way. If you get inside, then you will know that it's really a sad story for a lot of people. I know they've committed a crime, but the Constitution also protects their rights to, some kind of humanity.
Sure.
The situation is not palatable in some of these places, and it's quite sad to see this. Let's move on to other ones now. The telcos now moving to raise their tariff. Can they have it?
Oh, yes. We started off with that, walking you through how far we have come. But now the telcos say for the past 11 years, they've not been allowed to increase the tariff. Some people are contesting that. But the original JN has the first comment on this on the morning brief. And take a look at what the original JN says on X. Says, well, they have to pay their staff and things are getting expensive worldwide. It's as short as that for this user.
All right, Miss_DEJ says, I hope they also take into consideration the impact on their customers and strive to provide better service alongside any changes. That's what we talked about earlier.
Well, Bayo Lautijo B1 takes a different angle to this entirely. He says, when shall we have good news in this country? Who have we offended? Hey, Tunde Okoya did some great stuff of late. I mean, we jubilated about that. So hold on to that for now. Says, what are the functions of Nigerian Communications Commission? That's the NCC, who's going to deliver us from this mess every day, every hour, every minute, every second. The price of goods and services keep on increasing. Yes, that is a sentiment, and you're absolutely correct on this one. Things increase literally per minute. So what's going to happen? We'll wait to find out.
Okay, the next says, David_Tari says, the problem is increasing their tariff and the data won't even last at all. Data.
The elephant in the room. Really.
Data.
Quality
Data.
and the quantity of the data.
Data.
Final take on this is from King Legacy 50. Says, already interactions are low on all social media platforms due to data prices. I'm looking forward to the effects of the new increment. So these are the realities that we have right now.
Okay, let's talk about the people that are trying to check all of these hikes. The FCCPC. I like to say that slowly because I realize when I say it, it's a mouthful for me.
Consumer protection just works.
Yes. So to review fresh hike of GSTV, GoTV, and I'm sure they'll be reaching out to the telcos as well pretty soon. Adewale Damilare says this is more than necessary. They can't just be pushing everything to us without checks.
We actually asked the FCCPC head last time about the telcos plans because he said at that point he didn't have anything on his table regarding that. But I bet you he has now. So we'll be getting the FCCPC to speak to that.
Exactly.
Brian Omar's still on the GoTV, DSTV price increment says, what's there to review? Dollar is trading at 1,300 Naira today. They charge Nigerians in Naira, but buy programs licenses in dollars. You expect them to maintain the same Naira price when dollar has almost doubled since Tinubu came in? Okay,
so that's an argument for these providers. Bolaji MFR says they should ensure pay-per-view policies implemented. The one they milk from us is enough. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that's what I was reading before I go and say what they did not say. At the end of the day,
there's a couple more trends to go. First is the fire scare at the local airport, the Lagos airport, and thankfully that was curbed, and eventually we saw some action taken regarding that. So that's also happening. I see someone saying, hopefully the Nigerian administration steps up airport infrastructure that has shown clear signs of deterioration over the years. And I imagine you're talking about the incident we saw play out recently with Dana flights. And it was cheery to hear what happened with, I think, Ibom. Yes, Dr. Joaba shared his experience that just before the flight took off, an engineer, against all odds, actually knocked on the door of the aircraft saying, you cannot take off.
And that's a good thing.
Fantastic. And I mean, this is also, we're also looking forward to, finding that engineer and thanking him, really. Yeah, people will say he's doing his job.
Actually appreciate it. Because the governor talked to, he was on the show yesterday on Politics Today, and he did say they ensure procedures and checks and all of that. Yes. So thank God the engineer stepped up and did his job
as he ought to.
As he ought to.
So those are bright spots. Those are good news we can celebrate because we as a people, we're actually great, definitely.
Well, do we have time for more?
Well,
okay.
We can never have time, really, Jeffrey, because there's a lot we can take. But maybe we'll just take.
Okay. So
the
we
last
understand
one.
that, but we saw this news. People are reacting. Okay, people are reacting to the fact that the Lagos State governor is increasing the minimum wage from 35 to 70. That's a 100% increase.
Beautiful.
So, Mr. Governor, well, this is congratulations to the workers. This is a good time for the governor to come and share with us.
Jeffrey, why are you smiling? Come on, you're not a civil servant.
No, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that the cleaner will go home instead of with 35 or 30, he's not going home with 70, so he can plan better or reach out to his or do better for his family.
Yeah.
That means there will be consequential adjustment across all levels. That's what it means at the end of the day.
But we don't know if that's going to be the case.
Mr. Governor, maybe it's time to come on the show. As you know, you had promised. When we did the someone who speak from, he said he wants to come on the show.
Jeffrey, you're not a civil servant.
Yeah, no. Let's come and talk about all of this. So, Mr.
Right,
Governor,
how this will work. Right.
Mr. Governor, we're inviting you yet again to come and talk about all of this and more.
And this is a call to other governors. Let's ensure that we help the people. It's very tough times. I know market women are listening. So when next go to the market, they say, well, Sowolu has increased your price.
So pepper is now 500 naira per. All right, that's all we can say. We have a lot of big conversation for you. The first has to do with the bullying in schools. We also talk about the GMO debate we started yesterday.
Yeah.
An advocate for GMO was on the show. Well, those who are against GMO will be on the show today. And we'll talk with the legend Buchi. All of this packed on a Friday morning, right here on the Morning Brief. We'll bring out all of that to you after this break. Join us again.
Stay with us.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.